Hello, and in this video I wanted to talk about the importance of purpose and living each day in alignment with our purpose, right? Our higher purpose. When we are, when we wake up each day and we have a, greater reason for waking up than just, you know, working our jobs or attending to ourselves or doing, the basic things that we've been taught in a society that we're meant to live for. This allows us to have greater joy and fulfillment in our daily lives, as well as daily joy, more joy and fulfillment with, the little things that we do. When we wake up each morning and we're like, hey, I'm here for this reason, I have this specific purpose, it allows us to, move through challenges and move through hardships with more power and passion and clarity and, encouragement, really. I find that we've grown up in a society and in a matrix where we weren't really taught to have purpose. We weren't really taught to nurture that purpose, even if we did get on that path of understanding purpose and having it. We were kind of taught that we didn't really have purpose beyond serving others, but not in a spiritual service way. It was kind of like we were taught since we were really 4 years old. When we first start going to school, we're taught, you're going to go through all of the schooling, you're going to learn all of this stuff, most of it you'll never use, and then you're going to go work for somebody else for the rest of your life until you retire, and then that's when life can get good. That's when you can have freedom, right? When you're 65 years old and you've worked away your whole life. We didn't grow up in a, world that nurtured and supported our purpose. And when we go through life just doing what, somebody else might want us to do, we come into a deepening sense of, unfulfillment. And that's why there's so much mental health kind of challenges throughout our society. It's really not that it's just common. It's that we haven't grown up in a world that supports us to feel joy and to feel high levels of fulfillment on a daily basis, right? We've been sold you can say we've been sold the sadder version of life, when we can really have all of this. We've just been told we can only have this. You can only have this box, and you're selfish, or you're greedy if you want all of this other stuff, or only 1% can have all of this other stuff. But it's time that that whole idea or concept is, collapsed, right? When we are not living within our purpose, when we're living for somebody else or living on somebody else's terms, of course we're going to have a deepening sense of unfulfillment. And then that's where we then turn to things such as TV or our phones or food or alcohol or drugs. We turn to these things because we're so unfulfilled and we're so upset and we're so sad about our lives. And, those are the things that really have been sold to us in a way to keep us distracted from being like, why am I living like this? Why do we live like this, right? Those things are meant to be distractions away from the self, right? Everything that I listed there was kind of something that's outside of the self that distracts you. And that's why it's so important and so helpful for us to come back into our purpose, right? We need purpose in order to be living in a way that's not just surviving, right? When we're not operating on purpose and within our purpose, within our personal purpose, within somebody else's maybe purpose, or with no purpose, we're just going to fall back into all of these distractions, which keep us asleep, right? They keep us tied into a matrix. And so then it's the next question really is, how do you find your purpose? How do you uncover this aspect of your life that really, opens your heart and illuminates your truth and makes living worth it? How do you find that? Finding that is really about turning inwards and reflecting and really taking all the time in the world to actually reflect on the things that you do or have done throughout your life. This is likely something you have not done every single day, that bring you the most joy. You can even ask yourself right now, you can write this down in a journal and then do these. These are journal prompts. You can do these journal prompts after, but what brings you the most joy? Like, when in your life have you felt the most joy and the most fulfillment? What were you doing? Were you doing it with somebody? Were you doing it alone? Where were you? Asking yourself all of these questions to begin to get really clear on what that is. Because while that specific thing that you come across, so maybe it's you have a lot of joy when you are in nature. While being in nature may not be your overarching soul purpose, it can lead you to what it is. There might be some part of you being in nature that has to do with your purpose. Maybe part of your purpose is to reconnect with the natural world, and that's why you feel so much joy when you're in nature. And going beyond that, it's then figuring out how can you incorporate these things, the things that bring you the most joy and the things that tie into your purpose. How can you bring them into your everyday life? And while this world may appear to the eyes very limiting, in terms of actually getting to live in alignment with our purpose, those limitations, they're not real. It's the same as when we were, the metaphor before, when we were shown that we can only stay in this small box. We can't kind of come up here. It's the same with a limitation. We are sold a limitation so that we don't go all the way out here, because to be out here would to be free, and we would be in freedom. And really, when we think about, because there might be someone who's asking, I can hear you asking this, why would somebody not want us to be free? Like, why would we be sold limitations and not be free? To answer this in a way that causes absolutely no separation or fear, there are parts of ourselves that want us to play small, that want us to live in a specific way, you know, as a protection, as protection. There's parts of ourselves that want us to be stuck and limited in this box, so to speak. Because if we were to break free of the box and be living over here in freedom, this part of ourselves that's, trying to keep us in this box wouldn't be there anymore. It wouldn't be there anymore. You could say it would die or it would go away. Because for us to go from here to here means that what is keeping us, chained or tied into this box would have to be released in order for us to be out here. And any other reasons for finding your purpose, well, there's endless amounts of reasons or benefits for finding our purpose and living within our purpose. The main one that's, floating in my quantum field right now to bring about is joy. Is that when we are living in alignment and within our purpose, we are experiencing more joy because our purpose, we feel, right? We feel good. We feel, invigorated almost when we're living in alignment with our purpose. It's something that we feel, right? And the more that we build up that momentum and the more that we do the things that are in alignment with our purpose, the more joy is created because we are feeling more joy because we are living on our purpose. I hope this reaches you in divine time, and let me know in the comments what you think your purpose is or what you feel might be something that can guide you to this purpose.